The sky wasn't blue anymore. It had turned a burnished gold ever since the Titans came back. At first, they appeared like meteors, thick plumes of black fire streaking down from the exosphere, trailing heat that shattered satellites and fried global communications. But they weren't meteors. They were massive, biomechanical life forms, ancient, godlike, and vengeful. Earth had forgotten them, but they hadn't forgotten Earth. Sergeant Cashin Vale watched through scorched binoculars as one of the Titans rose from the shattered crust of old Detroit, its humanoid form covered in glimmering obsidian plates, eyes glowing like twin red stars. They had names now, given by desperate soldiers. This one was called For the Breaker. It had already flattened 2 divisions. Cashin turned away, his voice low. "We're outmatched. We can't win by force." His commanding officer, General Karadaxon, shook her head. "Then how?" Cashin looked beyond the smoke, to the horizon where the desert shimmered unnaturally. "We find her." Dr. Isla Rein had once been Earth's foremost xenolinguist, a genius in ancient planetary civilizations, and a specialist in Titan lore back when that was a ridiculous job. Years ago, she'd led a secret project to study the remnants of a long-extinct alien culture buried deep beneath Antarctica. She'd vanished soon after, presumed dead. Cashin had loved her once. He never believed she was gone. Now, with the world crumbling, hope pointed back to the past, to her. The last coordinates she transmitted had led Cashin's crew to a ruined underground temple buried beneath red sand. There, among the cyclopean walls etched with glowing runes, they found Isla alive, changed. Her body shimmered faintly, eyes no longer fully human. "You shouldn't have come," she said. Cashin stepped forward, breathless. "I thought you were dead." "I was, and I wasn't," she whispered. "The Titans aren't alien. They were born here, Earth's original defense system, until humanity drove them away." "We didn't know," Cashin said. "They remember." She explained how she'd awakened a dormant Titan, Sulmar the Watcher, deep in the polar ice. It didn't attack her. It spoke to her. She learned the Titans were once protectors, forged in an age before humans. But millennia ago, our species triggered a great war for dominion over Earth. The Titans left, but left a warning in the planet's crust. Unite or perish. The Titan return wasn't random. Earth had finally reached the tipping point: ecological collapse, war, greed. They'd come to reclaim their world from its reckless tenants. But there was still a chance. If humanity could prove it was capable of uniting, not through weapons, but will, Sulmar and the others might listen, might even stand down. But the others, Vor, Drenox, Kael'rith, they've already killed millions, Cashin said. They won't listen. Isla placed her hand on his. They might, but only if Sulmar speaks for us. He's waiting, but only those bound by truth, not fear, can awaken him. Cashin, Isla, and a small crew traveled through burning skies, broken cities, and Titan-infested wastelands to reach Antarctica. Along the way, they rescued survivors, dodged orbital strikes, and witnessed a Titan save a child from falling debris. It was rare, but it meant there was choice behind the destruction. Isla and Cashin grew closer again, her voice calming his chaos, his belief grounding her fractured soul. She confessed she had joined with Silmar not just spiritually, but symbiotically. He had shared his memory, and through it, she'd seen a vision of a future where Titans and humans could coexist, but only if a covenant was renewed. In the frozen core of the world, they reached Silmar's resting place, a crystalline chamber hidden beneath sheets of timeless ice. There, Isla called out in a language older than thought. The air cracked. Ice groaned. Silmar rose, not as a monster, but as a colossus of light and shadow, taller than mountains. His body radiated a deep blue aurora. He looked down at Cashin and Isla, then at the earth through its trembling skies. Cashin stepped forward, placing his weapon on the ground. "We stand not just as soldiers," he said, "but as a species that finally understands what it must become. Not conquerors, but stewards." Silmar didn't speak with words. He spoke through feeling memories cascading into their minds. Eons of betrayal, loss, hope. He paused, and then lifted his great arms. Across the globe, the other Titans stilled. The covenant had been accepted, but four breaker of cities refused. Driven by rage and old scars, Four launched one final attack on the human capital of Solence. Silmar flew through the atmosphere like a comet, meeting Vor in the upper thermosphere. The battle between titans raged like twin gods clashing in heaven. Cashin and Isla could only watch from orbit. Aboard the ISS fallback vessel, plasma storms ripped the sky. Metal fragments the size of skyscrapers fell like rain. Silmar, weakened from centuries of slumber, could not outmatch Vor. He would fall. Unless Isla stepped into the Titan interface chamber, linking her consciousness directly to Silmar. "I can't let him fall alone," she said. Cashin grabbed her arm. "If you link now, you won't come back." She smiled, tears in her eyes. "I died once already. This time, I choose life for all of us." They kissed once deeply, a promise in silence. Isla's mind fused with Silmar's core. Her voice joined his cry. Together, they launched one final radiant burst, piercing Vor's heart with a beam of ancient energy. The Titan collapsed. Silence. Peace. Weeks later, the world began to rebuild. The Titans that remained took positions at the far corners of Earth, not as rulers, but as watchers. Humanity was given one last chance. Cashin stood at the Antarctic Memorial. A statue of Isla and Silmar carved from crystal watched the rising sun. He whispered her name into the wind. A faint shimmer lit the sky. Not a goodbye, but a presence. A promise. Unite or perish. Earth had chosen to unite. For now.